The Tang Dynasty was China's golden age. Chang'an, its capital, was the largest city on Earth. Then one man reduced it to a ruin. His name was An Lushan. He started as a cattle thief on the frontier. He ended as a self-declared emperor who forced the Son of Heaven to flee his own capital in the night. The rebellion he launched killed or displaced 36 million people. The Tang Dynasty never fully recovered. The Golden Age was over, ended not by foreign invaders, but by the man the emperor trusted most. Stay with me, because this story ends with a strangled consort, a weeping emperor, and an assassin who slept under the same roof. An Lushan was born around 703 CE on China's northeastern frontier. His father was Sogdian, a Central Asian trading people whose roots stretched across the entire Silk Road. His mother was Turkic. He grew up speaking at least 6 languages, navigating the fluid, dangerous border between Chinese, Khitan, and nomadic Turkic worlds. His early career was unglamorous. He traded livestock between Chinese settlers and steppe tribes. Essentially, he smuggled. At one point, he was caught stealing sheep and sentenced to death. A local military commander saw something in him and spared his life. History does not record why. That decision changed the world. An Lushan climbed through the frontier military with methodical, brutal purpose. Tang records describe him as enormously fat in later life, so heavy he could not tie his own belt. Yet he was fast in command and lethal in the field. By the 740s, he controlled 3 of Tang's 9 major frontier circuits: Fanyang, Pinglu, and Hedong. No single general had ever held that concentration of imperial military power. He had built the blade. Now he needed a reason to use it. Emperor Xuanzong had ruled Tang since 712. Brilliant in his early reign, expanding the empire, overhauling the bureaucracy. By the 740s, he had grown dangerously comfortable. He was consumed by his love for young Guifei, his imperial consort, and increasingly removed from the business of governing. Into this court came An Lushan. He made himself indispensable through sheer performance. He spoke Chinese with a frontier accent, cracked jokes in 6 languages, and danced for the emperor. All 300 pounds of him, spinning through the steppe dances of the north. Xuanzong was delighted. Court officials were horrified. Then came the adoption. Young Guifei formally adopted An Lushan as her son. In an elaborate ceremony at court, she bathed him in perfumed water and wrapped him in swaddling cloth. A frontier general in his 40s, playing infant to the emperor's consort. Officials filed furious written protests. Chief Minister Li Linfu warned Xuanzong directly. This man was dangerous. Xuanzong waved him off. An Lushan had spent years studying the Tang court from the inside. He saw a government addicted to ceremony, a military funded but poorly commanded, an emperor who confused flattery with loyalty. He saw a dynasty that had forgotten how to fight. In December 755, An Lushan launched his rebellion from Fanyang, near modern Beijing. His stated justification: he was not rebelling against the emperor, only against the corrupt chancellor, Yang Guozhong, who happened to be Yang Guifei's cousin. It was a useful fiction. Many believed it. His army drove south with terrifying speed. Tang frontier forces, stripped of resources and competent leadership, crumbled before him. The great walled city of Luoyang, The eastern capital, China's second city, fell in early 756. An Lushan entered in triumph and declared himself emperor of a new dynasty. Yan. He had marched from the northeastern frontier to the second capital in weeks. Between him and the Tang imperial throne stood one remaining obstacle: Tongguan Pass. Tongguan Pass was the narrow choke point between the eastern plains and the Tang heartland. Whoever held it controlled the approach to Chang'an. Tang's best surviving commander, Geshu Han, positioned his forces there and held through the winter. For months the pass held. Then the court intervened. Xuanzong, pressured by the panicking chancellor Yang Guozhong, ordered Geshu Han to abandon his defensive position and attack. Geshu Han knew it was suicide. He protested. He was overruled. In June 756, Tang forces marched out of Tongguan and were annihilated. Geshu Han was captured. The pass fell. Chang'an lay open. The Son of Heaven gathered a small escort and fled west in the night. He left his capital behind him. The people of Chang'an woke to find their emperor gone. The imperial procession moved west toward Sichuan. One day's march out of Chang'an, at a posting station called Mawei, the imperial guards stopped moving. They demanded the execution of Chancellor Yang Guozhong. Soldiers cut him down in the road, but then they turned to the emperor. The real demand was Yang Guifei. The guards argued she was the root of the court's corruption. Her family had poisoned the dynasty. She had to die. Xuanzong wept. He argued. He pleaded. It made no difference. The imperial guard held the road. They would not take a single step forward. The woman Xuanzong had loved for a decade, the woman who had laughed and danced her way into the heart of the Tang emperor, was led behind a building and strangled with a length of silk cord. Xuanzong covered his face and walked on. He was still emperor. He had never been more powerless. An Lushan never ruled Chang'an in any meaningful sense. His forces occupied the capital, but the general himself was deteriorating. He had developed severe eye disease, possibly diabetic complications, and was going blind. He erupted into rages without warning, beating servants for minor failures. His entire court lived in fear. He had also begun to favor the son of a younger concubine over his eldest son, An-Shi. An-Shi watched his position erode daily. He made a decision. In January 757, An-Shi bribed his father's personal eunuch attendant, Li Ju, for access to the bedroom. In the night, while An Lushan slept, they entered and stabbed him to death. The body was buried beneath the sleeping mat. For days the court pretended nothing had happened. An Lushan's servants announced his commands as though he still lived. An-Shi took command. The rebellion continued, under him, then under the general Shisiming, until 763. 8 years of total war. When Tang finally reclaimed its throne and conducted a census, the numbers were staggering. 52 million people had been registered in 754. By 764, only 16 million remained. 36 million people gone. Dead, displaced, or simply erased from the records of a dynasty that no longer had the capacity to count them. Tang survived, but it was never the same dynasty again. The Golden Age ended in a posting station called Mawei, on the orders of a man who should never have been trusted, and was trusted completely.